And we are live. Hey, everybody, how are you doing today on this lovely Thursday afternoon? I almost forgot what day it was. What I'd like to do in the session is we are just going to hang out just for a little bit and we are going to answer all of your Google Ads questions. Now, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Devon Thomas. I'm a Google certified digital marketer. I've been doing this for the past 7 years now, almost going on 8 years. I feel old. And what I plan to do is to just give you value and help you out with your Google Ads. So if you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. I'm also going to get a couple of links up over here. I am just going to put that over there. All right. Who have we got over here? Let me also just shout out a couple of our sponsors as well. Let's see over here. Got private band. I always lose this banner. I always lose this banner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up there. So I'd like to send a special shout out to Profitable PPC. That is my Google Ads course. And for anybody who is interested in a in-depth 15-hour Google Ads course that's going to teach you everything that you need to know about optimization, about setting up your ads properly, about just making sure that you set up your ad in such a way that it does get clients for your business, I want you to check out my Google Ads course. It is linked in the description below. Likewise, if you are a business owner and you have a website and you find that you're getting a lot of clicks and it's maybe not turning into sales and customers and leads for you, and you're wondering why, in my 7 years of consulting, what I've noticed was the main problem, the main cause for all of that drama is usually your landing page. So that's where Lead Pages comes in. They offer a great selection of ready-made landing pages for you. You can just plug them into your website, swap out the information with your product or service, and you are good to go and you are ready to start getting those all important conversions on your website. I think and talk about this a lot, but your ad is important. People clicking on your ad is super important. People engaging with your ad is super important. But if those people are not sent to a landing page and that landing page is actually not built properly, you're going to be losing sales, you're going to be losing leads, and you're going to be wondering why you're losing leads and sales. And that's why I highly recommend Lead Pages. So, what I'd like to do today is I would like to welcome all of you. If you have any questions about Google Ads, I want you just to ask it down below. Ask me in the chat and I will gladly answer it for you. Now, it feels kind of weird being back here because, I haven't done a live stream in, I think, 9 days or something like that, but it feels super weird. It feels like it's been months and months and months. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. So, any questions you have about your Google Ads? Maybe your Google Ads aren't working. Maybe you feel like you could be doing better with your Google Ads. Maybe you feel like you should be getting leads already and nothing's happening to your Google Ads. I want you to just ask it in the chat below. And you see, I've got this little banner over here, so I'm not going to repeat myself. And I'll just wait for the questions to come through. And I just want to talk about Google Ads in general. Now, typically what I see a lot of business owners do is they set up a Performance Max campaign. And for those of you who don't know what a Performance Max campaign is, it is literally the first type of campaign that Google Ads tries to get you to set up when you open a Google Ads account. And some business owners, they just leave it on Performance Max. And then what happens after a while is they wonder, hey, why is this not working? Why am I getting so many clicks? Why am I not getting any conversions? And the reason for that is a Performance Max might not be the best campaign for you to start off with. Now, there are so many different types of Google Ads campaigns. I've actually got a YouTube video out about this, but there are so many different types of YouTube campaigns out there. Oh, for those of you, I see there's an error message here. If you're struggling to post your comment, I want you to go over to the YouTube version and you should be fine. It's telling me that it can't post comments to some destinations, so you might see an error over there. But anyway, as I was saying, you're going to get a lot of different types of Google Ads campaigns. It's not just one type of ad campaign. And I think a lot of business owners falsely assume that it is. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you choose the right Google Ads campaign for your needs. Now, I'll give you an example of this. Sometimes you're trying to produce leads, but you're trying to sell an info product like a course or something that is very, I've got a test email here from Umut, I think it is. Thank you so much for joining us, my brother. Let me know whatever questions you have about Google Ads. Anyway, as I was saying, sometimes you might be selling an info product. Sometimes you might be looking for leads. Sometimes you might be looking for sales on your online store. And the real important thing that I want you guys to remember, the first rule of Google Ads is you have to choose the right type of ad campaign. A lot of people, what they do is they are using the wrong type of ad campaign, and then they get the wrong type of results, and then they wonder why Google Ads is not working for them. So the one thing you have to remember, the one thing you need to be absolutely clear on is, dependent on the Google ad campaign that you choose, that's going to depend on the outcome. So I'll give you an example of this. You could have a YouTube ad to sell something on your e-commerce store, but you'll notice that your YouTube ad is getting a lot of views, but not a lot of people are clicking through. Why? Because you might have gotten better results by just using a normal Google shopping campaign. Now, the Google shopping campaign shows up in the shopping feed, and I'll show you an example of this. If I share my screen over here, just make sure I'm not sharing any vulnerable information over there. Let me just say hi to Umut so he can see that I do see him. So what I'm going to do is share my screen over here. Now, you could run a YouTube ad, but you're probably better off. Let's say you're selling diamond necklaces. If I can spell, I'm pretty sure I can spell. Yep, there we go. If you're selling diamond necklaces, you're pretty much better off going with just the shopping campaign. Why? Because these clicks are cheap, and you know that when somebody's on Google's interface, when you know when somebody's searching on Google, they already know what they want. So what does that mean for you? It means you're not going to get so many people coming to your e-commerce store that are just browsing around or looking around or not doing anything that's focused. You want people that are focused. You want people that they want to buy a diamond necklace today. They want to give it to their wives or their girlfriends tomorrow. And that's why you'd be better off with this type of ad campaign. Another thing I want to tell you guys is that whenever you're selecting your Google Ads campaigns, you also need to remember that depending on what Google Ads campaign you pick for yourself, for your business, for your niche, there's going to be a cost implication to that, right? So let's discuss this for a second over here. Now, let's say you go for a search campaign. If you go for a search campaign, I want you to know that most of the time you're going to pay more per click. You're going to pay a lot more per click for a search campaign than you would for different types of campaigns. So for example, for Performance Max, you're going to pay a lot less per click. Now, somebody would say, Devon, but then shouldn't I go with Performance Max because I'm going to get a lot more clicks for less money? And that could be true in your situation. But here's the thing. The average search campaign converts between 3 to 4% of the time. That's the difference. That's why Google is charging you so much more per click for a search campaign versus a Performance Max campaign. When it comes to a Performance Max campaign, Google Ads is really going to give you a lot of clicks, but those clicks might not be as high quality as you would get from a normal search campaign. So in other words, you're going to get a lot of clicks in. You might get 2,000 clicks, 400 clicks, 500 clicks, and you might notice that everybody's coming onto your website, which means they like your ad, but nobody seems to be buying anything. And then you're wondering, why is nobody buying anything? Well, the reason why nobody's buying anything is because the place that Google is picking up this traffic to send you might not be the best place. So I always want you guys to keep that in mind. Now, if you have any questions about your ads, about your current ad performance, about bidding strategies, what I want you to do is I want you to write down below and ask me any question whatsoever, and I'll gladly answer it. There's no such thing as a stupid question. You can ask whatever you want, but I need you guys to understand that there is a vast difference between the type of Google ads you choose and the type of results that you get. And here's another thing that a lot of people don't talk about. Your ad creative, what you say in your ad makes a huge difference, okay? Whatever you say in your ad is going to determine who clicks on your ad. So I want you just to think about this. If you have an ad that speaks to everyone, because I know a lot of business owners, they want to kind of appeal to everyone with their product, with their service. If you have an ad that speaks to everyone, you're going to get low performance because you're going to drive clicks to your website that are not from people who are highly interested in what you do. You're not going to get clicks from people who are emotionally invested because those people have clicked on your ad already. Most likely, what you're going to do is you're going to get clicks from people that are kind of thinking about doing something. Like, I'll give you a perfect example of this. Okay, let's go over to Google Ads. I'm going to share my screen over here. I'm going to share the entire screen. And let's say, for example, you have the keyword lawyer. Okay, for all of you lawyers out there. Okay, you have the keyword lawyer, and let me just put a city over here. I'm just going to say a lawyer, Johannesburg, because I'm from South Africa, right? So I want you to notice that I'm getting all of these lawyers over here. However, lawyer is just it's a very broad term. Like, for example, do you mean a commercial law lawyer? Do you mean a lawyer that is specializing in criminal law? So what's going to happen is, yes, you're going to pick up a lawyer, but all of these ads are kind of speaking to people in general. Like, they offer law services. Like, so the performance on this keyword is not going to be as good than if we were more direct. So I'll give you another example. If I type in DWI, DUI, lawyer, Texas, right? Just to give you, well, let's go California. Okay. I want you to look at these ads and I want you to notice what the difference is on these ads. Now, as you can see over here, DUI lawyer. For those of you who don't know what DUI is, it's basically driving under the influence and causing an accident. So somebody was doing something they were not supposed to do. Maybe they were at the bar, at the club, and then after that, they got into a car and they caused an accident, right? So I'm not trying to defend these people, but these people do need defending, and this is where lawyers come in, right? And I want you to see what a difference just these extra words make, just DUI, right? So now all of a sudden, when I'm looking at this ad, it's speaking a lot more to its target customer. So it's saying here what the price is, experienced DUI lawyer, right? And it's also telling you that they are aggressive lawyer. Here they're telling you it's experienced DUI lawyer. So in other words, just by augmenting and changing that keyword just a little bit, you're going to get far better results. And that's what a lot of you guys are not doing. We're just choosing keywords like plumber, like electrician, like this, like that. But you're not really focused on what is the heart of what my ideal client is after. Now, there could be some people out there that say, okay, Devon, I get it. I completely get it. But what if I offer a lot of services? Like, what if I offer, I don't know, what if I'm a mechanic and I offer gearbox replacements and oil changes and I do brake changing and I do all of this type of stuff? What if I do all of that type of stuff Um, should I have an ad that says I do gearboxes and then another ad that says I do clutch replacements and then another ad that says brake discs and then another ad that says this? This sounds like a lot of work. Well, it doesn't have to be that complicated. So this is what you do. What you want to do is you want to look at your books, look at your accounting, and I want you to find what is your main stream of income, right? So the average business has one type of service that generates 80% of the income, right? The average business. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that whenever you are running your business, you want to pay attention to your books and you want to see what is the one thing that's generating most of my income. And then what you want to do is you want to create a dedicated ad campaign for just that thing, right? So this is what's so cool. Now that you have this ad campaign and now that it's going for just gearboxes, somebody who needs their gearbox replaced is going to go into Google, like we talked about before. They're going to go into Google and they're going to type in Google gearbox replacement. Okay, so let's just do this. Gearbox replacement cost, or let's just go gearbox replacement or gearbox mechanic. I think that should actually spark something up. Okay, so now you're a mechanic. Leave me alone, Google. So now you're a mechanic, and all you want to do is you want to go here and you want to advertise to this person who is searching for gearbox mechanic. Now it becomes far easier for you to speak to your ideal customer because all you're doing is you're writing one ad, and that ad is speaking directly to the one problem that that person has. Guys, do you see the magic in this? You're not doing anything crazy. You're just finding one service. You're finding a whole bunch of keywords that link with that one service. And then you're making sure that your ad copy reflects that one service. Do this one thing, and I promise you this, you will already beat 70% of your competition and you will already outrank 70% of your competition. Except, of course, the big dogs in your area. We're going to talk about the big dogs a little bit later, but if you just do this one trick over here, which is one campaign, one service, one landing page, one, if you just do that, automatically what you're going to find is you're going to get a lot better results, right? So the one thing I want to do now is I want to open this up to the floor and I want to ask, are there any questions based on what I just shared? Or do you maybe have a problem with your Google ads that you want to share? I want you to let me know below in the chat. But this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about, whereby if you focus on that one service, that one product, you're going to make your life very easy. And it's also easy to choose what type of campaign you have, right? All right. So Umet has switched over to YouTube. Thank you so much for switching over, Umet. We've got a question over here. Should we enable enhanced conversions? I'm taking it. Enhanced conversions. Are there advantage to doing so if we don't use it? Are we missing out on something significant? That is actually a very good question. All right. So when you enable enhanced conversions, basically what you're doing is you are telling Google to go over your bids. Go over your bids and look at all of Google Ads data, because the one thing you have to remember is Google Ads has a lot more data, because they're not only looking at the data in your account, they're looking at the data from all of the accounts that are in your niche, right? So where enhanced conversions really, really works is when you're just starting off the campaign and you don't know what bids to put. Enhanced conversions can help you over there. And also, if you notice that your month is very slow, it could be that there's a trend that you're not picking up on. So I had Darren Taylor on my podcast previously, and he talked a lot about this. Google has a lot of data points that they're drawing from. If you disable enhanced conversions, what's going to happen is Google is not going to be able to use all of those data points that they have to be able to find customers that you might not have tracked. So some people might be searching for keywords that you didn't think about, or some people might be paying a lot more, but those keywords are converting, right? So for example, if you have your manual CPC bid at $5, and Google Ads knows that every single December, what happens is more entrepreneurs and more business owners come on and they end up paying a lot more for bids. And in December, you should actually push your bids up to $10. If you don't have enhanced conversions enabled, you will never know that. And you're going to wonder why your ad is getting almost no clicks and almost no impressions. Okay. So that's the good thing about enhanced conversions, right? The bad thing about enhanced conversions is it does allow Google to spend your budget, and sometimes Google will not do the right thing. They will waste your budget. They will use your budget for their research, as I like to say, and you could end up spending $35 for a click that you should be paying $7 for, right? So I want to give you a use case scenario to use enhanced conversions. I want to tell you when to use it and when not to use it. If you're starting a new account, maybe you're running it for a client, or maybe you're running it for your business, or you're starting a new campaign for your business. What I want you to do is I want you to enable enhanced conversions for the first 2 weeks and leave the campaign. Leave it. Do not optimize it. Just leave it. And then enhanced conversions is going to tell you exactly how much your competitors are paying. And it's also going to find those keywords and searches for you that you're not thinking about, because we can't think of every single keyword related to our product or service, because we might be thinking about real estate, 3-bedroom house, beach house, whereby our ideal client might be searching for 4-place bedroom near to the beach. And this is why enhanced conversions will help you, because enhanced conversions with broad match keywords will go and find those searches that you're missing. Now, after that 2-week period, you've got the data. You can look at your cost per click and you can understand more or less how much the market is paying for the click. That's usually when we switch off enhanced conversions, because that's when it starts burning through money unnecessarily. So yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. But I wanted to give you that use case scenario. And if you do have any follow-up questions, Umet, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, let me know. But that is why you would enable enhanced conversions. So if you know the account, if you know the business, if you know the market, you don't need enhanced conversions. Only when you're trying to figure out what your competitors are paying. And if you're not paying enough, that's when enhanced conversions really is going to come in handy for you. And I hope that answers your question. Right. So going back to my example and talking about this gearbox specialist. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and share screen over here. And I want to show you guys this gearbox specialist over here. Umet, also feel free to ask any follow-up questions you have. There's not many people in the live chat at the moment, so the floor is yours and you can ask as much as you want. All right. So going back to my gearbox example over here, I want you guys to look at this and see how much better this ad copy is versus the ad copy that would just be generic. And here's a perfect example. If we look at the first ad over here, Gearbox Experts, beautiful, wonderful. Why? Because it matches the search. It's reflecting the search. This is a very important concept to understand. When somebody searches for something, the first thing they do subliminally in their minds, without even thinking about it, is they look at the search results and they try and see which searches over here is matching what I'm asking for, right? So you've got Gearbox Experts over here, right? So this is fantastic because this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a gearbox mechanic, and the first thing that I see over here is Gearbox Expert in every field. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Now I'm getting to where I want to go. However, you're also going to notice that when we go further down, we've got stuff here like expert repairs, here quick fixes, lasting results. Need repair near you. We offer oil changes, brakes, and more. Notice how these two ads, man, I feel like I planned this out. I didn't. I didn't plan this example out, but this works so perfectly because it just goes to show you, right? You got Gearbox Experts over here that's exactly reflecting the search term, and you got expert repairs over here. Which one, you can tell me in the chat, which one do you think your ideal client is going to click on? Do you think somebody is going to click on gearbox when they type in gearbox? Or do you think they're going to click on car care just got better or expert repair just got better? Right? And you can also, if you're watching the recording of this, let me know which one you would click on. If you searched for gearbox mechanic, would you click on gearbox mechanic or would you click on expert repairs over here? I am willing to bet you the chat and the people that are going to comment on this video are going to say they would click on the first one. There we go. There's the first one. Umit over here says definitely he would click on the first one. Anybody else in the chat, let me know which one you would click on. But this is what I'm talking about. Just by making sure that you are matching whatever your ideal client is searching for, right? So Umet changed his mind. No, you're wrong, Umet. It was the first one. Oh, anyway, so just by matching what your client is searching for, you're gonna beat 70% of your competition. I know it sounds stupid, but a lot of people, when they run Google Ads, they're not even looking at what keywords they're showing up for. A lot of businesses run Google Ads, they set a daily budget and they forget about it. They just run advertising because somebody told them that they need to run advertising. So a lot of these guys, they don't even have proper training for Google Ads. They don't really understand how the system works. And what happens is they end up choosing a lot of generic keywords, for lack of a better word. So when you become more specific with your keywords, you're going to start getting more specific clients because, hey, guess what? If I know you're a gearbox mechanic and I click on this ad and this ad takes me to the landing page, please let this be a good website. Okay, the website could be better. The website could be better. But as you can see over here, they clearly deal with gearbox and diff rebuilding. Obviously, now there's a perfect match. There's a perfect match because I searched for something, I clicked on the ad that said something, and now it's taking me to a website that says the same thing. So all three of these things are in perfect alignment. And this is how you get a lot of leads, even with a small budget. Now, I'm going to tell you this, guys. When I started off with Google Ads, I only started off with a $1 per day budget. $1. That's all I had. I had $1 per day. I was super broke and I just had to figure out a way to get my Google Ads to work. And I just couldn't wrap my mind around how the system works. But every day I would go and I would spend my $1 budget and I would see if I could either get a lead or I would go home spending $1 and nothing happened. And even on a $1 per day budget, I was still able to get web design leads for my business at the time. And I've taught the system to business owners around the world, so I know it works. Business owners from Germany, Netherlands, Australia, the UK, Canada, the USA, South Africa, Tanzania, Uganda. I've been teaching the same philosophy for the past 7 years. And the reason why this works so well is because a lot of people are not choosing their keywords carefully enough, right? So that's what I wanted to do in this live stream. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the floor to any other questions. I don't know if I'm going to make this live stream longer. It depends on how much questions I get in. But what I want to do is I want to definitely let you know that this has been a pleasure. Just spending this 30 minutes with you guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. And if you guys want to check out my Google Ads course, I am going to link to it in the chat. Let me just make sure it's pinned in the chat. Here we go. Yep, that's the comment over there. So I'm just going to make sure that it's pinned to the chat. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open the floor up for any questions. So if you have any questions about your Google Ads, don't be shy. We got a few minutes left over here. So ask me what you need to ask. Maybe clear your mind up. Also, if you're confused about something, if you feel like your ads are costing you a lot of money, and yeah, anything really, what I want you to do is I want you to ask down below in the chat. And if I don't get any more questions, then I will see you guys. Also, another thing that I want to talk to you guys about since I'm on this call over here is we just launched a brand new Google Ads community. Now, what I want to do is I just want to share my screen over here so that you can see. So this is my new Google Ads community. We launched it last week, Friday. And the best thing about this Google Ads community is we do monthly coaching calls. You can literally ask me a question anytime. And I've got 4 hours of Google Ads training just like this in there already. There's a couple of master classes and we do challenges. So we have landing page challenges for who can build the best landing page. We've got memes over there. We've got competitions. And most importantly, we've got live coaching calls with myself over there, just like this one I'm giving to you, but there it's kind of more structured. And the best thing about it is you can share your ad data, you can show your website, you can say, this is my Google Ads dashboard, these are the results I'm getting. Devon, please help me figure out if this is right. Help me figure out if I set my ads up properly. So if you're interested in that, what I'm going to do is I am going to drop it down below in the chat. And yeah, I'm going to give it 10 seconds for any more questions. If there aren't any more questions, thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate each and every single one of you. I don't know where my regulars are, but I've got a feeling that they will be on the next one. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, I will, oh, let's see. Okay, cool. All right, so we have a question over here. Could you please provide me with some use cases for Google Ads location options, whether it's presence, interest, or just presence? Okay, this is a good question. This is a very good question. And I want to show you guys what he's talking about. So let's see if I can do something over here, because what I want to do is I want to make it visual as well. So let's see if I can present, share screen. I wonder if I can share a portion of my screen, because that would be super cool. But hold on, I think I have a plan over here. That's a very good question, Umit. All right, so let me just get to this part, because what I want to do is I want to show everybody on this live stream what you're talking about, because I'm sure people are going, what does he mean, location options? Don't you just pick a location and it's over and done with? So let's see over here. I just need to be sure that it's going to hide my, I just want to make sure that it's going to hide my account number, because obviously I don't want my Google Ads account number on the whole internet and my email address for everybody to see. So let's see if I can just get this visual up and running, right? Oh man, no, I cannot. Anyway, what Umit is talking about is there's a very specific section in Google Ads when you go up, and when you go up, it asks you, where do you want to advertise? Do you want to advertise in presence, interest, or just presence? Okay, so when you advertise in presence, Umit, basically what happens is, if I'm advertising in New York, okay, everyone who is in New York, they get to see my ads, okay? So they get to see my ads, which is fantastic. That's what we want. If you're a pizza delivery business, if you're a plumber, if you're a tradesman, if you're an electrician, this is exactly what we want. But it's not very good if I'm looking to attract people from outside of New York. Now, the only time that you would select presence and interest is when you are an advertising agency. So by your name, I see that you might be Turkish. I'm taking a wild guess over here, but let's say you're from Turkey and you want to advertise Istanbul, and you're an agency and you're looking for people who maybe aren't from Istanbul, but they are still interested in visiting the area at a certain place at a certain time. That is the only time when you would say presence and interest, right? Because those people might have an interest in visiting Istanbul, but they might not live there. So if you're a traveling agency, if you're an agency that organizes flights and tickets and bookings and tours and stuff, then yes, even people outside of Istanbul that are interested in visiting the city, you would definitely still show them your ads. But your main ad campaign would be in Istanbul. That's what they invented it for. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how this works. So what happens is they choose presence and interest, and it gets them into a lot of trouble because they start showing, Google starts wasting your budget and showing your ads way outside to different places. I'll give you an example. I had one guy, he builds kitchens in Australia, in a small local area in Australia. They ended up showing his ads to people in France. Now, he doesn't deliver in France. He can't get to France to fix your kitchen up. But Google Ads, because he selected presence and interest, he now was showing in the wrong country. And the way that you know you're showing up in the right country most of the time is you go look at Google Analytics. Google Analytics will give you an exact full picture of what's happening on your website. So, Umet, to answer your question in one sentence, the time that you're going to choose this ad setting, most of the time, you're just going to choose presence. You want people in a certain presence. 99.9% of the time, you're going to choose, you just want people in a certain location who are present in that certain location for almost every single niche. The only niche that it would change is if you have a hotel, if you have a travel and tourism agency, if you have anything to do with moving people from one area to another area, taxi cabs, anything to do with either traveling and tourism, that's the only time that you would say interest and presence. I hope that's clear for you. If it's not, you can ask another follow-up question. But yeah, that's a very, very good question, Umet. Well done. Excellent, excellent, excellent question. And yeah, that's the one thing that you guys have to remember. You know, I always say this to all of my students. I've actually got a section in my course. And hey, one of my students is actually here. Hey, MCX, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I just saw you this morning, but it's good to see you again. And yeah, if you are advertising on Google, the one thing that I always tell my students is never trust Google. Never trust Google settings. Whenever you go through your settings, make sure you choose the right settings. And if some of you are saying, I don't know if I have the right settings for my ad campaign right now, I want you to look at the link in the description below. You'll see I have a Google Ads setup cheat sheet, right? So your Google setup cheat sheet is perfect. It's absolutely perfect because I literally lay it out for you. In fact, I'll show you an example of what this looks like. Okay, so this is completely free. You can get it below in the description. Let me just pull it up over here. And I'm just going to let MCX just give you an answer over here. Yeah, MCX, we covered that already, but thank you so much for your comment. Yeah, if you have any questions, you can let me know as well. But what I want to do is I want to show you guys the setup cheat sheet. Let me just find it over here. It's somewhere over here, I promise. Let me just do a normal search on Notion. There we go. Google search ads setup cheat sheet. That's what I was looking for. Anyway, we're going to share this over here. So basically, this is for free. You can grab this right now in the description. And as you can see over here, I walk you through the settings. I tell you exactly which settings to choose if you're setting up a Google ad. And here's the best thing about it as well. We actually talk about location. So if we go all the way down to location, select your location. Under location options, choose presence. People in or regularly in your targeting locations. Okay, you have to make sure that you do that. You have to make sure that you do that. Otherwise, Google Ads will waste your money and it's going to cost you money in the long run. So that's a great question. Like I said, that's linked down below. It's called the Google Ads Setup Cheat Sheet. MCX says he'll check out the full video after. Unfortunately, okay, you gotta go. That's all good, my friend. It's all good. Thank you so much for dropping by. All right. So as you can see, that is completely done over there. And let's see what else we have over here. All right. So Ozturk here has a follow-up question. Oh, Ozturk, you're getting very good with your questions, man. I like these types of questions. All right, cool. So let's see. Let's see what Ozturk says over here. All right. Sorry, I just had like 1,000 windows open. All right. So Ozturk says, how about if we are a healthcare provider providing hair transplants but targeting the UK? All right. So the question I have for you is the business in the UK and will the client be served in the UK, or does the client have to fly out of the UK to see you and to work with you? Okay, so that's what I want to know. Are you looking after the client? Is the service being done in the UK? Because that's gonna definitely depend on the answer that I give you. So, Umet, just let me know that. I would really appreciate that as well. But yeah, I want to know, is the business in the UK? And by the way, if you're new in this live stream and you're just listening in for the first time, hi, my name is Devon Thomas, and I am a Google certified digital marketer. I've been doing Google for the past 7 years, and I've helped business owners all over the world improve their Google Ads results. So if you have any questions about Google Ads whatsoever, what I want you to do is, oh my gosh, my mic just fell off. That doesn't happen often. Anyway, if you have any questions about your Google Ads, what I want you to do is just ask them below in the comment section. Okay, so Umet gave me a little bit of a clarification over here. So they have to fly to Turkey. You would still choose presence or interest. Sorry, you would still choose presence. That's it. Because the client we are looking for is not in Turkey. The client we are looking for is in the UK. Okay? You would still choose presence because we want to show our advertising. We want to spend all of our budget where the client is. The client is not in Turkey. The client is not around the UK, maybe in France, maybe in Norway, maybe in Netherlands. The client is only in the UK, right? We're targeting UK people. So you want to make sure that you select presence. So the UK people will see your ad and it will see that they can do the hair transplants, right? They can do the hair transplants. Once they click on the ad and they fill in the form, you can then have the client and explain to them how the procedure works and that they have to fly to Turkey. You can even put that on the ad itself. Say, hair transplant for UK citizens done in Turkey, quick, non-invasive, it's not going to hurt you, and you can put everything there in the advert. But do not say presence or interest, because what you're going to start noticing is you're going to get clicks from India, clicks from Pakistan, clicks from Bangladesh. These are not your target clients. And if you're advertising in the UK, I'm thinking it's because the UK people can even afford your prices more than the people in Turkey. That's why you're probably advertising in the UK. So therefore, we want our presence for them to be in the UK. We are only targeting people who are present in the UK, if that makes sense. Now, how would this be different if you were a travel agency? If you're a travel agency, right, and you're based in Turkey, you don't care where they're coming from. Are they coming from Germany? That's fine. Are they coming from Switzerland? That's fine. Are they coming from Norway? That's fine. Are they coming from Africa? That's fine. So even if your ads are showing outside the locations that you want, it's not a problem for a travel agency, right? It's not a problem for the travel agency. All right. So I hope that answers you, Umet. Also, MCX has a follow-up question. You're supposed to be at work. But I'll answer this question for you. All right, so let's see what we got. You would ask it in the members forum. Yeah, for you guys who don't know, I am just going to share my screen over here. See, I'm just going to share my screen over here. MCX is asking this because he's the member. He is one of the members in my Google Ads community. So if you haven't already, join the Google Ads community because you can ask any question to me anytime during the week. You can ask me about ad setup. You can ask anything that you want to whatsoever. And it's nice. It's a free place. We've got so many things for you to do. So if you're not a member of my community, consider really subscribing. All right. So MCX, I'm waiting on this question. All right. Let's see what else we have in the chat. Okay, cool. A home for sale in X country, and the clients can be from all over the world. Location and interest and target in X country worldwide, or target the keywords exact with the location words. Okay, let me just run through this question again. So you have a home for sale in a certain country. Clients can be from all over the world. Location and interest target and X country, or just worldwide target and keywords exact with location words. That is a very good question. What I would do is I would still go locations and I would just select the rich countries. That's what I would do. I would not say presence or interest, because what Google's going to do is Google is going to go get the easy clicks. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Indonesia, countries that really aren't even able to afford to buy people from countries that aren't even able to afford to buy countries from properties overseas, right? So what you would do is, if you look at your list of buyers, at your books, you would have a list of countries that people are usually buying from. You would definitely have a list of countries that people are usually buying from. And that's what you would do is you would target those locations and you would put their presence, not presence and locations. You would just put presence, right? Like I said, unless you're an agency, a travel agency, you would just put presence. Because although the property is in a certain location, and I'm guessing Greece, and we know people, there are rich people all over the world, right? We do know there are some countries where most of the clients come from. And we want to make sure that most of our ad budget is being spent in front of the right type of people. And that's why you would still choose presence. And or worldwide target keywords with exact location. Nah, that wouldn't work. Don't do the worldwide thing. Do not do the worldwide thing. If you look at your money, what's going to happen is, if you do the worldwide thing, what you're going to notice is you're going to get a lot of spam clicks from certain countries. You don't want to open yourself up to that. So you want to be very specific locations where you know buyers come from. And yes, if you do this, you might miss out on a buyer or two. I'm not going to lie to you. There could be a rich guy in India. There could be a rich guy in Pakistan. There could be a rich guy in Bangladesh. But if we look at the average salary for somebody who lives in that country, most of the time, your buyers are not coming from there. So you want to target the clients, you want to target your countries that you know are most likely to produce a client. And hey, what you can also do is, if you're thinking maybe Devon's advice is a little suspect and I just want to play around, I want to try this world thing, do the worldwide target, put it on a very low budget, split your strategies, and when you go to the location, you're going to see why I'm telling you that you're actually better off with presence. Okay, MCX over there says your idea is clear. Thanks for the input. So presence with select countries, that's correct. Keywords with the location and phrase match and experiment. Perfect, my friend. Perfect. You got this. You got the course. We're behind you. Also ask any question in the feedback circle if you're stuck. But you got this. Perfect. I'm happy with this. All right, cool. So, guys, in closing, I want to know if any of you have any more questions about Google Ads that I can answer for you on this call. I hope that this was valuable for you. I actually needed this call, funnily enough, because I was feeling kind of weird today, feeling kind of down. I felt, you get this feeling as a business owner sometimes where you feel like, oh, man, the week is just not going the way I want. Now, I am happy because I just launched this community, so I'm super happy. But also, I'm super sad because I'm not getting as much uh, new people signing up as I would have hoped for. But it's one of those things in life whereby sometimes your expectations don't just happen. To give you a funny story, I had 20 digital products, all 20 digital products before I launched my course didn't really sell well or didn't sell at all. And when I launched my Google Ads course, that was one of my best selling digital products. But it took me 20 digital products, right, to get to the one that worked. So it is like that sometimes in entrepreneurship. So the nice thing about doing this live stream is you get to talk with other business owners, you get asked questions by business owners, and you start realizing that, Google Ads is not a straight path. Google Ads is not easy. And that's what I'm here for. I want to help you guys out and I want to put you in a good mood so that you actually know what to do about your problems in Google Ads. So if any of you have any questions whatsoever for me about Google Ads, what I want you to do is write them below in the chat and also let me know what country you're from. But this already, just doing this for the past 50 minutes, has really cheered me up. So I'd like to thank each and every single one of you who is on this live stream right now, because you're making my day right now. You're making my day. So, do we have any more questions before I sign off for the day? I'm going to give it a few more minutes. If I don't have any more questions, then I am going to sign out. Also, if you want to know about what strategy you should use for Google Ads, and maybe you just jumped in now, we did cover it in the first 15 minutes, but you're more than happy to come do it. Okay, so there's a baby playing with your phone. Boom, you gotta you gotta get the baby out of, you gotta get the phone out of the baby's hands. I almost said the baby out of the phone's hands. Yeah, so I don't know what language that is, but yeah, you gotta make sure. All right. So Umit says, thank you so much for your time. And great information. Yeah. Oh, whoops, something's happening. My light is giving up on us. And MCX says, we love you. See you in the next group call or in the forums. Yeah, I'll see you inside the feedback circle. And yeah, thank you so much for taking the time and dropping by. Let me just switch out my light over here. I got a backup, so no need to worry. No need to worry. We got a backup. There we go. I charge these up because I just run through these. All right, cool. So we're almost up on the hour. What I want to know is, are there any questions, any questions, any concerns about your Google Ads before I close this up? So if you have any questions whatsoever, now is the time to ask. And also, while we're here and while we have this time, I also want to just shout out our two sponsors for this live stream. That would be Profitable PPC. For those of you who don't know, I've got a Google Ads course. It is packed with information. We've got over 15 hours of just straight how to set up your ads, how to make sure you get clients, how to optimize your ads. And we've also got a section where I show you examples of winning ads, what they did, so that you can emulate that and you can do it for your own ads as well. So that's linked down below. You'll see it says my Google Ads optimization course. It's called Profitable PPC. You can check that out down below in the description. And you can also check out Lead Pages. They are one of our affiliates. And the nice thing about Lead Pages is if you have a website that's getting a lot of clicks and you don't know what's happening, why it's so hard to get a customer, sometimes it's just a simple case of switching from a website to a landing page. You will notice your conversion rates increase. You will notice that your customers are more focused, and you will notice that you're not losing people and your bounce rate is actually going to improve. So what I want you to do is check out Lead Pages. They make it really simple for you. They build out the entire landing page for you. All you need to do is just swap out the information and put it with your product, your service, your images, your logo, and then you are good to go and you are good to start running ads. So with all of that being said, if there aren't any more questions, what I'd like to do is I'd like to thank everybody for coming. This has been a fun live stream. I honestly enjoyed it. And yeah, so I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts. Oh, wait, MCX says he has another question over here. And I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts while MCX is writing out his questions. And obviously, guys, if you have any more questions, just throw them in there. I'll get through them. Oh, MCX says he's going to ask that in the community. Perfect. No problem. Ask it in the feedback circle. Perfect. No problem. I will see you in there. But yeah, I want to leave you guys with some closing thoughts. So the main thing that you have to understand about Google Ads is if you keep everything simple, right? As in one product or service, one ad campaign for that product or service, and one advertisement speaking about that product or service specifically. Okay. And when somebody clicks on that, the first page they land on has to be talking about that product or service. I don't want an advert that says Gearbox, and when I click on it, it's talking about, oh, yes, we do brake discs. That's going to turn the client off. You see, we want everything to lead into one another. So the rule is simple: 1, 1, 1, 1, and you will get one lead or one sale. As soon as you complicate stuff, by start talking about different products and services, and you turn it into a shop where you can buy this, you can buy this, you can buy this, you can buy this, you're going to start losing clients, you're going to start losing leads, and you're going to start losing performance. Okay. So the rule of today, and I want every one of you who's watching this right now, is 1, right? I want you to write it down in the chat. So just write the number 1. If you're listening to this live stream, I want you to, you're listening to this recording, I want you to write 1 down in the comment section as well. So the rule is we want 1, right? I'm also going to put a 1 in there. Thank you, Umat, for the 1. Appreciate it. I'm going to put a 1 over there. If you're brand new, we've got somebody from the Neptune Design putting in 1. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Oh, I think that somebody might have been me. So the main rule that I want you guys to get out of this is 1. All right. So I'm going to ask for the last time. Are there any questions about Google Ads before I leave? Because I'm really going to leave this time. This time I'm going to go. So is there anything else that anybody else wants to ask me about the Google Ads? Now is your final opportunity. If you're not in my community, this is your final opportunity to ask me something. That's my elevator music. And if you're hearing screaming in the background, that's because my neighbors are, something's happening there. I think the kid is going crazy or something, or crying. It's not me, I promise you this. All right, so I don't see any other questions. Thank you very much for your time. Make sure you like and subscribe to Neptune Design, all of that YouTuber stuff. And I will see you, if not inside the community, I will see you on the next live stream. All right, guys. Cheers. Peace.